Good morning. It's another wonderful day, and today is Thursday. You're watching Joy News Interactive, coming to you live from digital address GA09935 in Kokomemle, Accra.
The show is also live on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. Join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. We are Joy News on TV.
I'm Selina Ampo.
And I'm Mapito Sibiri. Now let's start with ex-President John Kufuor, who says the content of the Rights to Information Bill must be well scrutinized to ensure there are security safeguards for the country before passing it.
While he concedes the bill will be improved governance process and help richly in the fight against corruption, he was quick to add the country's security must not be compromised. He was speaking at the UPSA annual lecture.
Since the inception of the Fourth Republic, advocates have consistently called on all governments to pass a right to information bill, and this bill is still before Parliament. Unfortunately, up till date, successive governments have been grappling with passing this bill. The real challenge is not governments refusing to pass the bill. I don't think so. But the text of the bill, the content of the bill, has not been revisited enough to offer guarantees to information that are of security and stability concerns to the integrity of the nation itself. We must look at the security and stability aspects of the bill. This bill must be passed to help achieve better governance, yes, but it must not be at the cost of security and stability of the nation. It is obvious that government not passing the RTI frustrates the fight against corruption, and civil society groups are up in arms for the lack of passage, and they are entitled, they are right to protest. Corruption is still a major problem currently for the nation, and indeed it has always been. But I would emphasize again, let's be careful about the security and integrity and stability of the nation, even as we try to get this bill, the RTI bill. I just recently came across a newspaper headline on social media whereby Prime Minister Kufuor was in March 1971 lamenting about bribery and corruption having eaten so deep into the fabric of the Ghanaian society. However, successive governments have had varying degrees of success in the fight against this social canker, and there is still much more work to be done. If one wants to determine whether corruption is still with us, just get hold of an annual Auditor General's report. I would surmise that robust economic progress.
Former President Kufuor there, but a lot of people have been reacting to this on Facebook. Let's see what they've been saying, Selena.
Yeah, on Facebook we have Gordon Lotu, who said, how do you enforce the RTI when you cannot even enforce the Data Protection Act in lawless Ghana? He's asking. We also have a comment coming from Isaac Y.A. Brown, who says, but any serious person wouldn't support the passing of this RTI bill. For what? Ghanaian media men and women report even what they have never seen. How much more seeing stuff? It doesn't make any sense. Don't do it. We have more comments coming from Richard, who says, forget it. Ghana has no state secrets. You have foreigners to do your intelligence work for you, and you think you have a secret? And Doreen says, so the long and short of this of it is the bill shouldn't be passed. Too much of the warnings concerning this bill. Too much warning. And Akosia says, what is the benefit for passing this bill? so that people can gossip always, especially with the useless, irresponsible media house and bloggers we have in Ghana today. Apu, go to CIA and demand right to information. And Iya Ntori Abu Buahin says, Mr. President, I beg to differ on this. Another comment coming from Nana Ose, who says, I consider this as mature talk and should not be taken for granted. Yes, that's a great call from the great political sage. The proponents and passers of the bill should critically scrutinize its operations before its passage to avert any unnecessary abuse of it. Those calling for its passage today will tomorrow come back and critique it without recourse to how they had hastily forced Parliament to pass it. This is a comment coming from Emmanuel Fosu. And Abu Rashid says, the will to fight corruption is simply not there. Since when has this bill been on the table?
Now, family finances, there's a lot to go by. Retirement, childcare, expenses, healthcare, college, groceries, holiday, vacation. So much to go in family finances. So between men and women, who's good at managing the family finances? Selenam, who do you think is good?
I think women.
Really?
Yes. Depends on who wears the pants in the family. But I think women, because naturally women know how to keep things. We're secretive and we like to hide stuff. So if we have money, we love money too. So definitely a woman will know how to save more. All
right. Well, family finances shouldn't be determined by gender, or if someone is competent, they're competent. Let them handle the family finances. That was said by one of the panelists of Na Ashoko on Strong and Sassy. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that being able to manage finances is something that should be gendered. It's based on competency. So I wouldn't say men or women. It's if you're competent, then you are. If you aren't, then you aren't. So it's not something I'll say women are better at it or men are better at it. Okay. In every relationship or whatever, you would find that sometimes it could be the man, sometimes it could be the woman. Okay. So yeah.
So it's not it's not cast in stone.
Absolutely.
But can you give a general generally?
I think generally, women are taught to be better managers of the home.
How is that?
Because, from a very young age, they're the ones who know, like, okay, they go to the markets, they do this, so they're in touch with those kind of things. So when they get to the stage on which they're married, they tend to be better just because they've actually been trained in that manner, where men are not really given those responsibilities on a regular basis as young boys.
Also.
Yeah.
Marian.
Yes, my dear.
Marian is AKA Nyakwa, by the way. What are your thoughts?
I believe women are more better at home management than men in finances and everything concerning the home. So probably I'll be biased when it comes to finances, yes. We, as Felicity said, we are being trained to, manage the small and manage the more. So when you're in a home, you tend to manage what you have and tend to save when there's a surplus. So I believe women are better
than men.
Yes.
Men can't do that.
Oh, men can, but then the ratio is more.
Don't answer that. Yeah. What do you think?
I think we are all in sync with the whole women are better managers of the finances. But I think generally, I based on reading to understanding, I think it evolved because previously men were working and women were at home. And then men used to give the women money to take care of the home, even though they had some money stashed out somewhere. But now with women working and they come onto the table and we have the dynamics of investment, we have the dynamics of paying bills, a lot of women have grown up or gotten to understand, because they are working and they are more educated, they've gotten to understand how to take care of the house and budgeting and how to invest. So I think it has evolved from men giving women money to take care of the house, it has evolved from men giving women to take care of the house, and man and woman sitting down, bringing the money together, and the woman owning the money and saying this is what we would use the money for. I think that's what it has evolved to. Yes, from just a man giving a woman money for them to manage the house. And it's true, women take care of the nitty-gritties. You know, they say men are visionaries. They can tell you which goal you want to achieve, and women are the ones generally, women are the ones who pay attention to how we would get to that goal. You guys are making faces, but that's the general conception, because men don't take care of them, pay attention to the nitty-gritty. So women are better managers, because if you tell them a goal, they will show you how to get there.
Well, that's it from Strong and Sassy. You heard some of the comments the panelists were making. Women are better managers. But well, we took to Facebook to find out from social media users, who is the better manager of the family, men or women? And we have a Siri who says, thank goodness not all men are interested in this headship notion. Some men crave partnership in marriage, and some of us are best suited for those men. I don't believe nor practice this headship nonsense. And a comment coming from John Fia, who says, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. No responsibilities attached. Kojoy Champon says, guys, real genuine 360. Guys, Genesis 3:16, God specifically stated a man will rule over a woman. It doesn't also mean men mistreat women. Women, since men have decided not to give housekeeping money. Yeah, Enyonam Doche with that comment. John Abochi says, what percentage of women are really giving out housekeeping money? If the ladies accusing the pastors doesn't believe in the Bible or what Almighty said, then she has a problem. Go to the villages and see who does what. Ladies earning more than your husband doesn't make you equal to the man. Respect Almighty. And Negus says, men should cater for 2/3 of the entire cost if they have the means. If they have the means. Negus with that comment. Well, you've read some of the comments from who's better at managing the family. But guys, don't we just like it when it's Thursday? Because you know it's almost Friday. Friday's at the corner. But you know, we can't keep calm, but we have to keep calm because it's time for Throwback Thursday. And today we have excerpts of a movie of the late Bob Santo. Watch this.
Where is Madam?
Madam,
my wife.
Yeah, oh, I don't see.
And where is Apalahala?
Apalahala, 2 double, I don't see.
You are in this house, you haven't seen Apalahala, and not even my wife. Where is Ajwa?
Ajwa, you are picking. Your wife is pick Ajwa inside the car with 2 double. Omoko. When no come here.
Yes, I'm asking you if you're when.
Now we're about first.
When no come. All right, on that note, we're going to take a quick breather. When we come back, we've got some really interesting sports stuff. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Selina Mampo,
and myself, Mapito CBD.
Well, trending on Twitter is Paul Pogba and Romelu Lukaku. These men are the most expensive players in Manchester United's history. And you know, last night they had a very interesting match, and a lot of people had a lot to say about the match. And they've received a lot of backlash from fans. Why? Well, they performed poorly, and others think that they are playing under the wrong coach. Some others are arguing that they could either of these men could be man of the match someday. But let's have a short chit-chat, Maps. So what do you think? Do you think these men could be men of the match someday?
Honestly, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We don't know. Yeah, but let's check out some interesting facts. Okay, so we've got Paul Pogba and Mr. Lukaku here. And we want to check out their cars, you know, what they're driving in, what they are riding. All right, okay, so this is Paul Pogba's car, and this is what he's riding in right now. As you can see, it's quite similar, and this one is Romelu Lukaku's car on my left. Okay, so these are some interesting pictures of their cars. Let's check out their girlfriends. Now, this is Paul Pogba's girlfriend.
Ooh.
And there's a question mark at Lukaku's girlfriend because
why is that?
He's very, quiet, and he doesn't like to mix his personal and his professional life. Even on his Instagram, on his social media, there's no sign of a girlfriend. Although in 2014, there was a sign of a girlfriend, but because there was no evidence, nobody could prove it, and it's been quiet since then. Now, let's check out more of their personal lives. Paul Pogba's house, it's an amazing mansion. Right there, as you can see some images from that, and Lukaku's mansion there in LA. And there was a rumor once that Paul Pogba was staying in Lukaku's house, and he just mansion actually, and he fell in love with the mansion, and he was, trying to talk to Lukaku and say, listen, let me get your house, you can get a house somewhere else, let me buy your house because I'm really in love with your house.
But they are best friends, so it's not far-fetched. But just to add to those facts is that Pogba actually bought a private jet for himself worth $23 million US. And I was like, wow, you have that money? I need some.
All right, now let's go to the Instagram followers. We're going to start with Paul Pogba. So he's got 819 posts, 30.8 million followers, and he's only following 101 people. And coming to Romelo's Instagram account, he's got 125 posts as compared to 819 posts of Paul Pogba, and only 4 million followers. And that is, compared to Paul, that's a long shot. And then he's following 251 people. So 30 million followers. Are you part of those followers? And 4 million followers. Romelo's followers, are you part of those followers? Now let's move on to our travel tips. It's always good to learn a few words of the language in every country you visit. A simple hello, thank you, please, sorry, or even what time is it can go a long way. The locals will respect you far more, and you might get new friends. And on that note, remember, if you don't speak the language, it's your problem, not theirs, so they don't have to accommodate you.
Yeah, and anytime you travel as well, you need to ask permission when taking photos. How would you feel if some random tourist turned up at your house or your workplace and started taking photos of you? You need to ask someone's permission before you start taking photos of them. It's the polite and respectful thing to do.
Now, another thing that people tend to forget, write down the address of your accommodation before you arrive.
Yeah.
So what happens if you arrive in a city, you go to grab your email confirmation for your accommodation, and your phone and laptop are out of battery, So you always need to make sure that you have a hard copy of your guest house, your hotel, the name, the address, and as well as directions. If your phone is off, you'll have to take a taxi. So at least know where you're going, So once you arrive, you grab one of the hotel's business cards, so you always know where to stay. Imagine if you decide, okay, I'm going to go to some tour site and you forget where you're living. That's kind of awkward, So you can show it to the locals and ask for help if you get lost. And our last travel tip, Selena.
You need to leave your comfort zone. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. I started leaving my comfort zone as the #1 way for which travel has helped me. It was leaving my comfort zone that gave me confidence in my abilities as a traveler. It helped me to overcome my anxiety disorder by showing me the things I was panicking about really happened. And if they did, they were never as bad as they thought they would be. And it introduced me to new experiences, most of which I unexpectedly loved.
So out of all my travel tips, honestly, this has to be my favorite one. Leave your comfort zone. It's the best thing to do. Leave your comfort zone. Learn the languages, eat the local food, and also leave your comfort zone. And that's where you learn a lot of things about yourself. On that note, we're going to take our video of the day. Selinam, can you show some of us those moves?
I can't dance better than him. I think he can win a competition.
Really?
Yeah, he
All
can.
right. That's how we end today's edition of JoyNews Interactive. Remember to follow the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are JoyNews on TV, and I am Apito CBD.
And I'm Selinam Ampo. Goodbye.